Drawing pictures of mountaintops with him on top. Lemon yellow sun. I'm forgetting the lyrics
Jeremy?
now. Yeah.
Is that I know Jeremy.
Jeremy spoke in class today.
Wow.
Hey, something like that happens in
It's
the
like
song.
the Pearl Jam guy is right here in the room.
Is Eddie Vedder? I'm like,
is that his name?
Yeah. Am I like his
Totes.
doppelganger? Yes. No.
Eddie,
no?
are you
Eddie
here?
Vedder Jr.
No.
Eddie
Okay.
Vedder.
Yeah.
Eddie Veddy.
Eddie Veddy.
Guys, welcome to Real Awkward, a podcast that lets you behave like an animal. My name's Andy.
I'm Amanda.
Nah, I'm here.
And that's Ashley. She never introduced herself,
I do.
Nope.
but she's not drunk today, so that's good.
I mean,
She is sucking down on a Reds.
halfway there.
Best damn podcast you guys have heard today. If this is the first time that you are listening to us, go check out some of our previous episodes. We have already done 150 episodes of this podcast, ranging anywhere from lessons that you might need learned up to fun and exciting topics, pop culture references, and don't forget, Dwayne Johnson's in there. So if you guys need any of that, we run the gamut here on the Real Awkward Podcast.
All right, bye.
Okay, thanks, guys.
A radio station.
We should start a radio station. Maybe, you know what? Every couple episodes, we should do like a segment where we treat it like a radio. We should let people call in. It'd be fun at 10 o'clock at night.
Or we pretend to call in.
Yeah, we pretend to be the person. Hi,
Hey, long-time listener.
My name's Reggie Jefferson. Listen, on the episode that you guys did, I think it was episode 136, you said that guy was from Baltimore, and he was definitely from Philadelphia, so...
Listen, Reggie, I don't give a
that
shit.
Listen, Reggie, shut the F up.
Listen, Reggie, get fucked.
If you would like to get fucked by Amanda, write to Real Awkward on Instagram.
That could go wrong in a lot of ways.
Oh, awesome. Hey, guys, if you're still here, today's episode is all about whatever Amanda is going to say next.
That's right, damn it. Today, while I was working and my mind was wandering, I was thinking about shows and movies that are set in Seattle. This is just a list of things that I thought about. I ran the idea by Chris, and he gave me a couple more. I'm sure I'm missing some. I'm sure maybe there's even some big ones I'm missing, so don't come for me. I just thought that these would be fun to talk about.
Is Sleepless in Seattle on the list?
That's number one on the list.
I don't know what's happening in this room.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I was always bad at recognizing that a movie was from my hometown, my home state, until like way later.
I thought you were going to say unless the Seattle is in the title.
Yeah, unless it says Battle of Seattle.
Battle in Seattle.
Then I know.
I actually don't have that one on my list.
Oh, wasn't it just the riots? Wasn't it about the riots? Yeah.
Riots.
The WTO riots. Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
World Trade Organization riots.
Yeah. Yeah, we've covered that.
Okay. So anyway, Amanda, you got this list. How is it organized, or is there anything special about it that we need to know?
Quite literally, there is no organization here. I literally just went down a list. It's kind of like intermingled shows and movies. I just kind of wrote them all as I thought about it.
Okay. All right. So, hey, YouTube, welcome to Disorganized Fun. Let's do this.
Oh, big time. Big disorganized fun.
Okay. All right. So why don't you hit us with one of the first ones and we'll just spitball on this.
Well, Ashley already did the first one.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I win the game.
Yeah, you do. Mm-hmm. Have you
Points
guys
don't
ever
matter.
seen Sleepless in Seattle?
Yeah.
So Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you've got males the exact same two people, right?
Same two
It's
people.
it's the updated version of it.
Right. It's because isn't it almost the same story too? Like two people falling in love or whatever.
I think so. Like
yeah.
via pen pals or emails or something.
But it's not a sequel, right? It's their its own movie. Okay. So I feel like if I've seen it, it's been in pieces. But is there like a boathouse that happens in Sleepless in Seattle, or like on Lake Washington?
Do you have
or
years, Amanda? We need to know how old Andy was.
Yeah. So Andy, was made in 1993. So
You were 9.
I was 9.
So you were like Meg Ryan.
Honestly, I think Meg Ryan was a looker back then, if I'm not mistaken.
I probably haven't seen it since 1993.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if there's a boat.
yeah.
I just feel like they fell in love and they're like
Is there
on
something
this
about,
boat,
like-
but maybe that was You Got Mail.
Was there,
I thought they were
like-
on Lake Washington. Sorry.
Writing into like an advice columnist or something.
Honestly,
Like
I don't
because that's
even
why they were
remember.
called like Sleepless in Seattle. Like that's what they titled themselves.
Oh,
you know,
maybe-
like when you
oh,
sign
yeah.
off on a letter
You're
to
right.
like Dear Abby.
No, you're right. That was the main plot device. God, you're good. God, you're good. And Tom Hanks, not height of his career, but is pretty damn like.
I would say 1993 he was incredibly popular because he was incredibly
Yeah.
popular like late 80s into the mid to early 90s.
Well,
was, like,
1994 is
his
Forrest
time.
Gump, so like that's like a year before, so he's about to blow up. Something fierce. But does that movie really like? I'm assuming it does all the tropes of Seattle. Like we're on Lake Washington. There's probably the troll in it.
People
maybe,
are
or-
probably carrying umbrellas.
yeah, right. They're walking in the rain.
Oh, it's probably raining every single day.
It's misty. The Pacific Northwest. They're around trees. There's a little bit of forest in there.
There's a shot of the Space Needle.
Yeah, there's got to be a shot of the needle.
yeah, there has to be.
So if you guys are a fan, as you're listening, of any of these films and you're like, oh, that's my favorite Seattle-based movie, you need to let us know. Because I think that we might need to rewatch some of this stuff if there's certain specifics about Seattle in them. But
Sure.
cool. What you got next?
So the next one is Chronicle.
oh, shoot.
Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, isn't that the
2012?
Ryan Coogler, right? Didn't he direct that one? Or am I wrong?
No, Josh Trank.
Oh,
Director.
sorry.
Good
Fan
old-
Four Stick.
Yes.
That director. Yeah, that's how he got.
And that's funny because Michael B. Jordan was in Chronicle.
Yeah, that's how he got that directing role, because Chronicle was a great film, but it's about kids with superpowers in Seattle, right?
Yeah, essentially, it's like
Yeah.
they, if I remember correctly, it's like I want to say a goo, but like they like come into contact with something that gives them powers, and it's like kind of seeing what today's youngster would do with their powers.
Right. And I know it was really revered. Is that the right word? Like critically acclaimed. Like they
Okay.
thought it was
I
a
don't
really
think
good indie level film.
I don't think it did very well, like monetarily.
No, but it
But,
wasn't a heavy release. I don't think it came out in all theaters.
Well, and I think it came out kind of similar to when Jumper came out.
Oh.
You remember?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like early 2000 or like 2008 to 2015.
Yeah.
There was a ton of like the same movie.
Yeah.
It was like an action movie and there was a slight supernatural or like super element to it.
Hancock.
And yeah,
Yeah.
like I
know
feel
what
like
you
there was a
mean.
lot of those movies that came out at the same time, and I think this one got lost.
Yeah, Jumper. Oh, Hayden Christensen. I love her, master. I need to see her in the shower. I can't, Mr. Kenobi. I can't hold my loins together. I can't
I just,
handle that guy. But I
Like,
remember
Jumper,
he was in.
Jumper was an okay movie, but it wasn't.
Wasn't it Samuel Jackson and Hayden
it's Sam
Christensen?
Jack.
Yeah, I mean, they can just like hop like Nightcrawler, right? In space to like different areas. Like that's what the power
Yeah.
is. You remember that
Yeah,
movie?
but I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to physically, like, doesn't Nightcrawler, doesn't he like physically need to have seen it to like know where he's going?
Yeah, he has to see the space or otherwise he could end up in a wall. He always says that in the
Yeah.
comics. Yeah.
I think they don't need to.
Okay, so
I
wait.
think they can.
Why are we talking about Jumper right now? My bad.
Because it came out
I
around
don't,
the same time.
because
Oh,
we were
right.
talking about Chronicle.
Overshadowed.
Sorry, I thought for some reason I was like, Jumper was set in Seattle. I'm like getting confused.
I don't remember this Chronicle movie at all. Like,
Really?
Even I'm looking at the cover now. I don't.
Can I see the cover? Okay. Well, that's the Blu-ray cover. I thought one of it is like the space. Oh, there you go. That one. That's what I remember.
They're
So
like
this-
sitting on the Space Needle or something.
yeah, but there's one where it's like the Space Needle cityscape, and the kids are like floating in the gray clouds up in the atmosphere.
Honestly, Ashley, like it's not the best movie on the planet, but like it's worth watching. I think it's interesting.
I feel like I would have watched it just because I'm like, oh, Seattle.
Well, and it
Yeah,
was low,
but-
and it was okay. Maybe not low budget's wrong, but at this point, $1 million or $500,000 is a low budget film, and I feel like it was around that category, and that's why it got the praise because it was pretty well done with having such a small budget. So anyway, but it's cool. That type of stuff set in Seattle is very interesting to me because Seattle is Amanda, did you do video games at all on this list or just TV shows and movies?
Okay, I only had one video game that I could think of.
Okay. And you can, why don't you hit it now? Because I know we're going to, unless you had it on the list. Yes.
It was Infamous Second Son.
Okay, there you go. So yes,
That was the only one I could think of.
that's what I think of when I think of Chronicle because Seattlescape as Second Son, like jumping around the city and moving around the monorail and like the needle and stuff. It was kind of a cool environment to model and use in the game. And I feel like Chronicle just kind of like sets you up in that area. Now, Seattle as a city is not actually very big. Like it's a smaller city compared to Atlanta, Chicago, New York. Like, you know, even some of the cities that are around us now too are definitely like around the same size. Like I would say Charlotte and Seattle are roughly the same when it comes to size. So like the city's pretty self-contained, right? Because even to get to Seattle,
Well, you're between mountains and ocean.
right, and technically you've got giant lakes surrounding you with like Lake Washington and
What's the point you're trying to make?
I'm just telling you that like as a film, there is only a certain limited number of things Seattle has going for it for you to be able to throw in to be like, oh yes, that's a
That would be,
Seattle
like,
landmark.
recognizable.
Yes. Yeah, because I think some people just jump to it real quick and they're like, oh yeah, dude, we could go tons of places in New York. I mean, there's films that are only set around the Statue of Liberty, like
Right.
So-
or like Central Park.
yeah,
or-
right. And I
Yeah.
mean, Seattle doesn't have a Central Park. Like you're not going to do a Green Lake movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, because that's like the coolest. That's like the closest. Or are you going to do a Gasworks Park movie? I don't. It's just not as cool and vast and big or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my point. Is that Chronicle did a really good job of kind of owning Seattle and as a landscape, and it was a decent film. So
So, I just to reiterate,
yeah.
as we go farther down the list, it's basically like in and around Seattle, so it's like more
Okay.
like Washington State.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Because I know there's
but-
some that I'm thinking of right now that you probably have on there. So
Possibly.
yeah.
Then obviously, like one of the huge TV ones is Grey's Anatomy.
Yep. I've never seen any of it.
I've
You've never seen an
watched
episode
it.
of Grey's Anatomy?
I don't think so.
It was not, so you know how ER was like intense, like
Yeah.
super intense. This one is very much like character drama driven with the relationships that they have.
I feel like I've seen bits and
but-
pieces of it, but I
yeah.
think that by time I would have had any interest in it, it was so far along that everyone was so like super into it and like all about McDreamy or whatever, and I just didn't care to go back and like
Who's
start it
McDreamy?
up.
Philip McDermott or whatever. Is he Mr. McDreamy? Who's the?
I don't know. Remember?
I
his
never
name.
watched it.
I think I feel like I'm saying his name wrong. I do know the main actress that's in it, the blonde-haired lady. They had the resurgence, right? Because Grey's Anatomy ended, and then they came back for like and it was like
Patrick Dempsey.
I didn't think it had ever
Patrick
actually
Dempsey,
ended.
Yeah.
No, it did end,
No,
and then
yeah,
it came back.
It did. Yep, I think,
Yeah,
and I don't know
interesting.
how long, but I know when she came back, like she was a lot older. So it's on again. I think it's
Yeah, it's still
currently
going, I
going right
think.
now.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
United General Hospital, right? Isn't that where it's supposed to be based?
Grey's Memorial. It's a fake hospital.
Oh, but I know, but isn't it supposed to be like quote unquote Seattle's General Hospital or United General?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it's supposed to be like Harborview or like
Oh,
Seattle's
you're right.
big
you're right.
hospital.
I'm sorry. It's probably Harborview. You're probably right. Because that's the big one. That's the big
But
one.
yeah, I'd never watched it. My sister used to watch it, and it would just be drama, and that's just not what I want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen like little clips here and there online, and all I remember seeing is there's an episode where somebody pulls up to the ER, and there's somebody in the back seat, and they have like a huge like boa constrictor like wrapped around them in the car, and I was like, got it. Like,
Amanda's like, that's all I need to know about this film.
Untold stories
Correct.
of the ER.
Yeah.
Yes,
Untold stories.
that was the best.
For some reason, I remember that TV show not for any other character than her friend who's like the Asian actress. She's she has like curly black hair. What's her name? I
Sandra
forget.
Wu?
Yes. But
Yeah.
for some reason, she's very identifiable. That's right. Like when I see her, she seems a lot more unique as a character.
Are you talking about the lady from Killing Eve?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think
I
they're
know what
like,
you mean.
I think like those two are like
Sandra Oh.
they're
That's
like
her
the
name.
best
Sorry.
friends in the hospital, right? Because they're both nurses. But anyway,
I
Grey's
think they're
Anatomy.
doctors.
Or wait, is everyone doctor?
Yeah.
I think they're
Like
all doctors.
when the first season starts, I thought they were Okay, maybe not.
They're all doctors. This isn't Scrubs, Sandy.
Oh, I love that movie, or I love that show. Okay, Grey's Anatomy, Seattle, Bing. What's next?
Frasier.
Okay, so on this one, Amanda, this is going to be you gushing about it. Why Ash and I roll our eyes because we hated it. We hated Frasier.
I don't love it.
You
I've never
don't like
actually,
Frasier. Oh, good.
It was
I've never actually-
our other friend Amanda that likes
Oh
Frasier.
God. Hey, listen.
Wow, we're not all the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, listen, Bolander, if you're freaking listening to this right now, you're wrong.
No, so
You better
okay, so
comment.
here's
Yeah.
how I feel about it. So Chris loves Frasier, and he watches it all the time.
Ugh.
And so I have watched a few episodes.
Yeah.
And it is funny. It is funny. But I remember watching it when I was young.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was funny.
Do you think
But now
the
that
jokes were too adult? Is that
Yes.
why? Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally a psychiatrist who has a talk radio show.
Right.
And he talks to people about their like marriages or their interpersonal relationships or whatever.
Right.
That's not funny when I'm 18.
No,
Yeah.
or younger, because Frasier was
It was
more like
on,
I was 11.
Started in
or
it
10.
started in 1993.
Yeah, dude, I was
So,
9. Like I
like-
can't even relate. Yeah.
Right, like that wasn't funny to me back then, but now
Yeah.
that we watch it, like it is funny.
I would give it another shot. I don't dislike Kelsey Grammer, but I remember that show to me in general with pacing and that type of stuff, it felt stale. It felt like Everybody Loves Raymond. I can't, like all the characters are too vanilla and plain.
Yeah, well, like, I feel like everyone's very serious. Like even when
Yeah,
they
that's
make
true.
a joke about something, it's not like I made a joke. Like it's like they say it like they would normally say anything else. It's just the context of it is funny.
100%.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
part of the humor is how pompous they are.
Right.
Like
Right.
it is funny. Like there's an episode where they're talking about paint colors and like it's basically like they're talking about one is called wheat and one is called like elk and one is called like these certain things and they're all like the same color. And they're like, oh, they're introducing a new color. And they're like, wow, I'm going to have to get used to that. And it's like, hearing it, you're like, how's that fucking funny?
Right? That doesn't sound funny at all.
I mean, yes, if
But
you
then-
did the delivery
but, like,
right, sure. It could
While
work, yeah.
you're watching it, they're so like, like, they're so kind of like highfalutin that it is funny. And then, so it's, Frasier and his brother Niles, they're
Yeah.
both psychiatrists.
I can't
and they're
stand
both, like,
Niles.
they're both like hoity-toity.
Yeah.
And then their dad is like blue collar.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so
Right.
it's the dad and them going back and forth.
Well, and the dog.
Yes.
Everyone loved Eddie,
Yes.
Ugh.
and they're pretty sure Eddie won awards. Like,
Oh, probably.
Yeah, no, I found
wasn't it a spinoff of something?
Cheers.
Oh,
Frasier
okay.
was a character
and
in
I never
Cheers.
watched Cheers, so like I don't get that.
I actually
connection.
enjoyed Cheers though, because I felt like Cheers had the ensemble, like a lot more characters to follow. So, but with Frasier, I didn't really mind Kelsey Grammer as much. I disliked the brother. He was the epitome of who people were in Seattle back then.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
literally, if you were going to describe what a Seattleite was, that was absolutely them back then. And I remember disliking it very much.
It's funny. It is not one that I will be like, let's watch Frasier. But
Sure.
when Chris has it on, I'll be honest, I do laugh a lot. Like it is funny. So moving on to a movie.
Oh, okay.
10 Things I Hate About You.
That's right. It was based in Tacoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was filmed at Tacoma High School.
We went there because there was a ghost tour in town. So we were able to actually go check out that school and see the stadium that
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger sang on, the steps and stuff like that when you sing
Yeah.
to her. So, but no, a very iconic high school for that. But the movie itself, I haven't seen it in a long time. I hope it still holds up. I enjoyed it.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen 10 Things I Hate About You? Holy moly,
I've
Amanda.
seen bits and pieces, but I've not seen it all the way through.
What? Ash, that's like a culture no-no.
I know, your sister would be so disappointed in me.
Dude, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. Wow, you dirty rat.
So I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Why? It's so
I don't-
good, dude. It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt. All he wants to do is date this girl.
It's not Love It.
It's what?
It's not Love It.
Levitt. Jeez, God. Okay, you can correct me on his name, but you
Get
haven't
it
seen
right.
his movies. Get fucked.
I don't. I'm not into like romantic comedy, chick flick kind of things, and I thought the performances in it were fine.
Yeah.
I watched it once and I was like, okay. Like I don't need to watch this again.
No, dude, it has. So I forget the actor's name, but he's like the iconic bully of the era. Curly black hair. God, I forget his name. I don't remember. And Heath Ledger is like the outcast kid, like from Breakfast Club, like with the jean jacket and an accent. But I don't know. I feel like the movie back then, it was very much in that vein of all of those like coming of age comedy.
Are you talking about Andrew Keegan?
Andrew Keegan.
Oh man, he was beautiful.
He was the bully in school.
He was the one I pulled
Yep.
the posters at a Teen Beat for.
Oh, he was the yes.
I think in that film, if I'm not mistaken, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, he wants to go date Alex Mack. I forget her name.
Larissa Olenek.
Yes. Which she didn't do a whole lot, I think, after that. But Julia
so.
Stiles made her big debut, right? Like this was like her big movie.
Well, it
with
was
10
that
Things I Hate
and
About
then,
You, right?
And then Save the Last Dance.
Right.
or-
Yep,
that was
those
2
two.
years later, though.
Oh,
But-
was it?
Yeah. But they praised Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger's like chemistry in that film because they hate each other the entire time until the end. And it was good. I think it was a good coming of age. I would say it's a rom-com, very much like a teenage rom-com. But where Seattle comes in is this high school is pretty rad, dude. It's like it literally sits over like a cliff, like showing the entire landscape of the Tacoma area. And it's rad. And I think they used a lot of that scene, a lot of that location.
Yeah.
So cool.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Harry into Henderson's.
Oh, that's
Dude,
such a good
it is,
movie.
It is so good. And the fact that they never like kept that going, they should have done like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Didn't they have a show?
They may have done a show, but was it with
John Lithgow?
yeah, with John Lithgow?
No.
It was not?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, that's sad. So is Harry and the Hendersons based in Seattle? Or is it actually like outside of Seattle in one of the... Do you remember?
So, it's meant to be like they live in. I don't know if I don't remember if you exactly know where they live so much.
Yeah.
But like they go on a vacation up into the Cascades, and that's where they run
See,
into Harry.
When I think about it, I think of like they passed up Issaquah a little bit, like up towards 90, and then hit that little area up there, and then they run into Bigfoot, which is awesome. And
yeah.
Yeah.
When I did some more digging, it was actually filmed in North Bend.
oh, okay, got it. Got it.
So,
Yep. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Cool. I mean, there's not a
that
lot
one's
to
good.
say about that movie. It's exactly what you think it is. This family runs into Bigfoot, takes him home, and then basically like bull in a china shop happens for most of the movie. And
Yeah.
that's it, right?
And they
Like-
grow to love him. He becomes part of the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is it Jim Henson who did the character design for Harry and the Henderson?
I
Or
don't
for
know.
Harry? I don't remember. But
Yeah.
but
I
that
would
one
assume so.
that one specifically is Pacific Northwest camping, great outdoors look. Like that whole film. I remember even the station wagon is like, I think they only had those types of station wagons in Washington back then.
So the next one is Say Anything.
I have not seen that
Oh.
one. What is Say Anything?
That's with John Cusack.
Yeah, 1989.
It's the
like
one,
the boom
it's
box?
the one where he stands
Oh.
outside her window with the boombox.
Never mind. I take
Amanda
it back.
and I are both doing this.
He does the thing where you lift your hands up with a boombox.
Field goal.
Who is the actress in that one with him?
Ione Sky.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Nope. I did not realize that was based in Seattle. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a rom-com as well, right, Amanda?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This
okay.
is one. Say Anything is like, I think it was John Hughes, but it's like the same time frame as like Breakfast Club and
Yeah.
like Pretty in Pink.
It was not John Hughes.
Oh really? Well, sorry.
It probably
Cameron
felt
Crowe.
like a John Hughes film though.
So this was one I actually didn't know. I was just like looking up like TV shows set in Washington. Apparently, iCarly is set in Washington State.
Oh.
Really? You know
Yeah,
what's funny? They did a resurgence of that one. It was the old show, and then she came back for what, like a streaming service or something.
Yeah, I think they like made more of it.
Yeah, but now
I've
now
never
they're
seen
older.
any of it.
So the first one, she's like a young, like preteen, and then now they're like older teenagers,
30.
if not in their 20s. Well, yeah, right, in their 20s, but they're still trying to deal out the same like family-friendly jokes, and it's like, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
it works when you're a real preteen because you can see that innocent and that naivety, is that a word?
Naivete.
A naivete can be real, but when you're doing the same thing and you're 25, you're like, no, you're just an idiot. So
Yeah.
I don't know. They've got some goofy
Yeah, it's
kids
still
in that.
it's still
but
on.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, one that I'm a big fan of, Twin Peaks.
Oh shit, dude. I'll be honest.
I went to the
don't.
restaurant.
Yeah, we did. There's a place called Twin Peaks out here, and it's just like Hooters. And Ash didn't know.
Oh, gross.
And she's like, "Let's go to Twin Peaks."
No, we go, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
I did
that
forget.
the girls are in like skimpy.
I did
like,
forget.
out-
They were in
Oh.
short shorts and crop top
Yeah.
flannels.
How
Maybe liked it.
convenient.
The food tastes so much better.
It was awful. The food is awful.
Yeah, no, I actually got sick. I remember I ate nachos and I was like, nope, not again.
So Twin Peaks takes place in like Snoqualmie Falls area.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's actually in the opening credits as like that area, the Snoqualmie Falls. That show is beautiful. They do a really good job of like showing off all the greenery and all that stuff of like Washington State.
Right.
If you're like a spooky fan and you like any kind of mystery stuff, I definitely recommend Twin Peaks. There is like some later, like there's like a movie and the other stuff that follows I don't think is as good.
Sure.
But like the first 2 seasons are good.
Who is that main actor that plays in that one as the detective or whatever?
Cal
he is?
MacLachlan.
Yeah,
I think that's his name.
He was
Yeah.
like he reminds me of one of those actors that has like a 3-year stint where he does a bunch of stuff and he's famous for a little bit and then he just loses it all. But-
He's still working. He
Well,
still works
yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, he still does B movies, right?
Yeah, and
yeah.
he plays like the rich ex-husband. Like he plays
right,
like
yeah.
the
Yeah.
husband. And I'm always like, it's Dale Cooper.
He's like Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
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 Do you know if that is streaming on anything?
Not
Twin
off the top of
Peaks?
my head. It used to be Netflix. But I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Dang it.
Shoot, because I would watch it.
Well, at this point, too, I would say we could do our due
I'm sure we
diligence
could
and
Google it.
research for our audience. But the fact that there's so many streaming services, you got to be able to find that type of stuff somewhere. But that's also what people's complaints are right now with streaming services is that, oh my God, I'm paying $10 to $15 per streaming service. And the fact that I still can't see certain movies that I want to see is ridiculous.
Right, you still have to pay $6 to rent them.
Yeah. Like it's
Google
I mean,
told me.
gets
Google
ridiculous.
told me Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay.
All right, well,
All right.
I don't have that.
Nope. I have 17 others, but I don't have that. Okay. Cool.
Okay,
That's a good one.
so after that is The Killing. Did you guys ever watch that?
I did not watch The Killing. What was it about?
So I haven't watched much of
Killing?
it. It's 2011. It's Gillian Anderson and the guy who played the 50 Shades of Grey guy.
Okay.
I don't know what
okay.
his name is, but
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah. That guy.
They're like Seattle police officers looking for a murderer.
That feels like that's a good Gillian Anderson movie.
Wait, isn't
I
50
mean-
Shades also in Seattle?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it?
I'm
Let-
looking it up
let-
now.
Are you looking it up?
Okay.
I'm struggling.
All right. I'm sorry, Amanda. What was that called one last time? The Killing or A Killing?
The
Oh,
Killing.
Vancouver, Washington.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
50
sorry.
Shades? 50 Shades?
Like I
Yeah.
said, there's gonna be some I missed.
Vancouver, Washington. Interesting. It's weird because Vancouver's so close to Portland that it's pretty much Portland. It's like if you just separate, you got a big, giant ass river separating them, but it's like, it's the same area. Might as
Okay.
well just called it Portland.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
guess.
take it. We'll take it.
Anyway,
Fine.
The Killing. It looks like it's a Netflix show.
No.
I think it was.
I thought it.
I think
Oh,
it-
really? Oh, okay.
Or maybe it was on a network and then Netflix picked it up.
A Netflix original, The Killing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
got
there
it.
you go.
Washington, huh?
There you go. I'll have to check this one out too.
Good old Washington.
It was one that I started watching. I liked it, and then I stopped watching it, and I just haven't gotten back into it, but I need to.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so did you ever watch a little mini series called Rose Red?
Nope.
For real?
yeah. Didn't
You
see
guys
it.
never watched that?
No.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
2002. It's a Stephen King miniseries. There's some house. I think it's in like Tacoma, but it's this big mansion in Washington State, and it was filmed there and like all that stuff, and it takes place at this mansion.
Oh.
It's like a mystery ghost story kind of thing. It's good.
Dude,
like
Stephen King hits for me sometimes, and other times I don't really dig the stuff. So I don't. I know if it. You said 1992.
2002.
Oh, 2002. Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was a TV miniseries, okay?
Yeah.
So take with that what you will. But
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. Like I think that especially if you could find like a condensed version of it on like YouTube or something, I think
Yeah.
it would totally be worth watching.
It's
But
got
I
Kimberly
liked
G.
it.
Brown in it.
I always find that type of stuff where there's like these awesome monuments within Washington State, like a giant mansion or something like that get showcased. Because that's the whole reason why we want to go to Goonies and see the house, right? Because you just
Yeah.
think it's a cool landmark. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and then you like Goonies, for instance, the people who bought the Goonies house, they don't want people taking pictures with it.
No, they're being dicks. Why
And,
would you not
well-
buy that and then turn it into a profitable area? Be like, hey, for $5, you guys can come stand right here where he did the truffle shuffle and take a picture. Boom.
Doing the truffle shuffle.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, like, can you imagine the amount of money?
Well, my thing is, I'm sorry, like I'm all for like people having privacy in their
Yeah,
home.
right.
However, you cannot buy a famous movie house
Yeah.
and get upset when people want to come see it.
Oh, what did I just see recently that was for sale?
The buyer's house was bought, and they're making it like
Yeah.
an Airbnb.
Yeah, the Stranger Things buyer's house.
Okay, the Airbnb thing is freaking smart because
Yep.
the same thing with the Scream house. The first Scream movie ends in this big house.
Yeah.
Well, someone bought it and they've turned that into an Airbnb.
See, it's so,
so cool.
smart because then you can grab memorabilia and you can grab other things, have them stay, make a profit. It's a good business decision.
Yeah, because apparently the
Yeah.
Stranger Things one, they're like staging it like the show.
Like so the Christmas lights are up on the back. That's awesome. That's
I'm
awesome.
sorry, you'd have to.
Right.
How could you
It's
not?
so smart.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Like, you're buying a famous house. Like, lean into that shit. It'll pay your mortgage.
dude, they should
Yeah.
do all the drawings that Will does and put those all up.
Creepy.
That Joyce puts
Well, that's
up.
the thing is, like, I was thinking, like, what if they did, like, the parts where, like, the Demogorgon's trying to come through the wall and shit.
Oh,
Like,
that would be awesome. That would be
The
awesome.
lights flicker the whole time.
Oh, yeah. The lights come off and on. If you did it right, it could be really cool.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Away from this.
No,
we're
you're
back
good.
to Seattle.
Did you guys ever watch iZombie?
Why do I feel like I feel like I've clicked it and then didn't finish it or didn't even watch.
okay.
I don't know.
It's not great.
Yeah, right.
It's a comic book series that was made into a UPN TV show.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. I'm dying.
Not good.
Okay,
Mayday.
we're back. So basically she's a zombie and she works for like the coroner's office. And she helps identify murder victims, like she helps identify like the murderers of these people who die because
Okay.
she eats their brains.
Okay.
And she like has their memories and stuff for a while. It's bonkers. But
is it a famous actress who plays that role?
have you seen it's a newer show. It's called Ghosts. It's like a British remake. It's like an American
Is
remake.
it her?
Yeah, her name's Rose McIver.
The woman, she's
Yeah.
the main character from iZombie.
Can I see that picture? Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, that's based in Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay, so let's get it out of the way. Twilight.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say another one.
What, really?
Yes. So Forks, which that made that town that had absolutely no recognition whatsoever in the history of existence, probably be such a popular town for what? Probably 10 years all these preteens would go there so that they could be
Forks-
in the vampire world.
Forks is like still the place that people go. And I'm
That's
like, why?
crazy.
It has like one street light.
Uh-huh.
Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry if anyone from Forks is listening, your town is tiny.
Yeah. There's nothing
It's
there.
just that people have heard of it now. Like nobody
Right.
Yeah,
heard of
it's-
Forks, Washington before Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so I remember someone that I used to date a long time ago. His whole family was really into Twilight. And I would go to like their house or whatever, and like there would be like memorabilia and like cardboard standees that like his sister had and stuff. And
Oh,
it was like
God.
not a joke at all. And then like
Weird.
all of them
Weird.
were really into it. And so that was like their family's yearly vacation, like their big vacation.
To
They'd have
Forks.
this huge vacation. They'd rent this beautiful condo, all this stuff in Forks. I'm like,
It's weird
How-
too because
what?
aside from the movie, it's literally just freaking fir trees and
a beach.
a
beach.
little beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like hardly
Yeah.
anything there. I don't know. I think yes, it's cool to say it was filmed there, but I feel like expectation versus reality is a big letdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you even do there on vacation?
Right. Unless the
Look for
town
vampires.
Well, I was gonna say unless the town is really leveraged, like a bunch of
They
souvenir
just like
and
release
vampire
wolves out
stuff.
into
Yeah.
the forest.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I'm sure they must have tours of like filming locations or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't. What would you even do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
This is I agree. I would say cool and then next. I don't know
Yeah.
what else. I mean, anybody that's listening right now, if you guys are like, no, you guys don't understand how epic that is, then please explain. But I'm not there.
Please explain, and someone else can read it because I'm not gonna.
Send it to the DM.
So
Though.
Dante's Peak.
Oh my God. I didn't even realize that was. Wait, what mountain is it supposed to be? Rainier? That's blowing up?
I don't remember.
I did not realize that Dante's Peak was. Wait, is that Pierce Brosnan? Right?
Yeah, dude.
For some reason, I only remember when he's like trying to get out of the lava in the truck. I like repeat that in my head rent free.
Yeah, so he's a
A
volcanologist.
volcanologist, of course he is.
I just remember the scene from that movie where they're in the boat that's sinking and the grandma gets out and pulls the boat through the acid.
Yeah.
And she's like screaming the whole time.
because she's dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't even know if I've seen it.
I don't know if you remember it. Was there another movie?
No, I remember Dante's. I had never seen it.
Was there another movie called Volcano at the exact same time? Right?
Probably.
Okay. I think Dante's Peak was like the better of the two. The other one was probably not as good.
Well,
but
Yeah, there
Quote
was
unquote better.
yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Hesh
There you go. Yep.
were in Volcano in '97,
Wow.
same year.
Yeah,
Yeah, same year.
I think
Yeah.
they were trying. There was that dueling studio productions.
Yeah, it's like Transmorphers.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I always used to joke with people that's how I like my bathtub as hot as the lake from Dante's Peak.
Yeah, that was I didn't realize that one was in Seattle, but I am curious. I know everything's fake and they make up some geographic locations, but I wonder if Rainier is supposed to be what blows. I wonder.
I couldn't find it. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
couldn't find exactly what it is. But I also didn't look that hard.
That's fair. That's fair.
This one I actually didn't know, so I found this when I was Googling things.
Okay.
The very first Rambo movie, so First Blood, is Washington.
What?
Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't he fighting like Russians or like some like cuz it's Cold War era, right? Or Vietnam
Yeah, so-
or what was
so,
it? What was it again?
Vietnam veteran and drifter John J. Rambo wanders
Yeah.
into a small Washington town in search of an old friend, but is met with intolerance and brutality by the local sheriff. When the sheriff and his deputies restrain and shave Rambo, he flashes back to his time as a prisoner of war and unleashes his fury on the officers.
Wait a minute. Dude, I need to see Rambo again. Is Rambo just a flashback most of the movie?
So the very first one, First Blood,
Yeah.
is an action movie.
Yeah.
But it's really good. Like it's
Yeah.
about him like setting traps and like being on the run and like
Yeah.
having like a mental break.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's doing that in a small town. I thought he was doing that during wartime. Is that different?
I don't know. I think he's having like flashbacks and stuff.
I think the problem is as a kid I watched way too much Hot Shots, and all I remember is
Charlie Sheen?
is Charlie Sheen as Rambo
with the chicken.
Yes, making fun of it. And so in my head, I just imagine that it was always in like the tropical jungle where Rambo's fighting. So I got to see it.
There's another synopsis here on IMDb that says he wandered into a small town in Oregon.
Oh,
So I don't know.
Is it one of those like right across the border things like Vancouver
Like
and
it was-
Portland? I'm on the
So I don't know.
I'm on the one side. I'm on the other side. I'm on the east side.
Well-
I'm on the west side.
I don't know. I was looking up a list and it told me Washington. So
All right,
that's
well-
what
I'll
I have.
believe you.
Listen, this is what
You know what? I
our
guess we're gonna have to watch
asking-
it.
This is what our asking audience is for. They're supposed to tell us if that's true or not.
Okay, so this one I didn't know. 50-50 was set in Washington.
Why? What is 50-50?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, Seth
Oh,
Rogen.
wait, where he has cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It was probably one of those things where like the location was insignificant to the story.
I agree. Yeah, that's true.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So then this one, Andy, was funny.
What?
Hot Rod.
Oh, that's awesome because I didn't even think of that it was based in Washington. But now that I think of the actual film, I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely, dude. He tumbles down a goddamn Washington State mountain for a half the film.
Yeah. I was looking and it said Hot Rod and I was like, nuh-uh.
That's
And then
awesome.
I looked and
'Cause
yeah, they said like
It's like a trailer park, right? And then a
Yeah,
small
well,
town.
they say like while it's never like explicitly stated where they are
Yeah.
in Washington, they're in Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, it totally could have been like Sultan or something where
Yeah, who even knows?
Uh-huh.
Chris told me this one, which I had no idea. Rick and Morty is set in Seattle.
Really?
Yeah.
An animated film set in Seattle. That's
Well,
interesting.
an animated show.
Well, animated show. Fair. Animated show.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. When you watch that type of stuff, though, like sometimes I just don't pay attention to the backgrounds enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's always cool.
I was looking for more animated stuff that was set in Seattle, and I really
Yeah.
couldn't find any. But
Yeah, nothing
everything
there.
I was looking at was just sending me back to the same lists of like just TV shows set in Seattle. So it's entirely possible I missed one.
Where was Simpsons? Was Springfield? Is that supposed to be Oregon or no? I always was told it's supposed to be Oregon, but then everyone's like, no, it's set in just a Springfield because there's so many Springfields in
Yeah, I think it's just supposed to be generic.
Springfield, USA.
Yeah.
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 Okay. But if you watch it, it looks very Pacific Northwest with the trees and the design and everything that they do on The Simpsons. Okay. All right. F me right.
And then, do you remember the show Dark Angel with Jessica Alba?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because she's even on the Space Needle
Yeah.
as her character on
Yeah.
either the covers or like that's where her main hideout is or where she like, because isn't it like post-apocalyptic? Like Seattle has like burned down or it's been like,
I don't remember that. I just remember
Oh.
she was like a spy.
Yeah, well, she's like a very much like a
genetically-
Batman character,
genetically
almost, but
modified.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be post-apocalyptic.
That's what I thought. It was supposed to be
Okay.
after something happens. I don't know if it's like an EMP or something, but basically like the city is shut down, and she uses the Space Needle quite often, like in certain scenes in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Angel. They made a game.
I know we're almost done, so I've only got a couple left. Okay.
Okay, cool.
This Boy's Life. It was a 90s
Yes.
movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
It was in concrete.
that was set in. Yeah.
Yep.
There was a horror movie that came out last year called Malignant that was set in Seattle.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it's good. I just haven't watched it yet. And then Chris reminded me of a show called Tacoma FD. It's about the Tacoma Fire Department. It's done by the Broken Lizards guys. So
That's right. I actually wanted
Super
to watch
Troopers.
that because I thought that would be a really good spot because if no one knows, Tacoma is like, that's the bad part of the state. Like, that's like where things
Well,
are.
it's one of them.
They're a lot more run down and like, but no,
It's
but
to Compton.
yeah, to Compton.
Yeah.
But Tacoma is a harder place to live. And a lot of the city is run down and it has this disgusting smell that comes out of the town.
aroma of Tacoma.
Of Tacoma, but I felt that because the town is so shitty, it would be really great for that fire department show to happen there because I bet it was
I've
just be
seen the first one or two episodes,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't bad. It was a fine one to just like have on in the background. Did you guys ever watch
Oh, no.
Sirens?
Oh no. She's either really good at holding it
What happened?
or we just lost internet connection. One moment as we return. Ba, ba, ba. Do we have connection? Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to stop recording here, Ash. I'm just going to.
Okay, what happened?
Woo, I don't know. You just stopped, but it was funny because you start talking and you said, I watched a show and it was like, oh. And then you like,
No, it was-
yeah, sorry.
You just
So I'm
froze-
sorry, like
You froze in your
I'm
O
sorry.
face.
all the all of a sudden my whole thing went black. Like
yeah.
it
And
was
that's,
like-
yeah, you just froze. So are you still rolling?
yeah.
Okay, good.
just
I didn't
figured-
stop rolling either. That way I can
Okay.
cut them and not have to worry about it. So,
So
okay.
I'm gonna pick up asking you guys about a show called Sirens.
Okay.
So it's up to you. So
You could just
Sirens
finish.
is gonna.
I was going to say you can finish your thought on Tacoma FD though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is my last thought about it.
Okay,
So,
sounds good. So finish
Okay,
that thought. Yeah.
Do you want me to clap?
No, you're good because we're still rolling from the original clap.
Yeah. So there was a show called Sirens that was on for a couple seasons, and I think it was like East Coast kind of thing, but it was about like fire department EMT kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And I liked that show. And that reminded me a lot of Tacoma FD.
Right.
Yeah, it looks
Because-
pretty similar.
Yeah, like because Tacoma FD, like the one or two episodes I watched was just kind of like lighthearted, silly, like humor.
Well, I mean, Andy, even look at the thumbnails.
Ow. Of the two? Or...
Yes, Sirens and Tacoma FD.
It looks the same.
Legit, they're the same.
Is it?
Yeah.
But are they both comedies?
Oh yeah, Sirens is totally a comedy.
Oh,
I really liked Sirens.
Yeah. You're right.
And so I was a little bummed that it got canceled because
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah, you're right. It is pretty much the same. But I mean, if you like the Broken Lizard guys, like, and you enjoyed Super Troopers and you enjoyed, oh my God, what's the other one?
Club Dread.
Yeah.
Beer Fest.
Yeah. Beer Fest. I imagine that you'd enjoy kind of that comedy aspect of it, but
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool for it to be in Tacoma. I don't know any other movies that are actually based around Tacoma aside from 10 Things That I Hate About You. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The very last one I have is a movie from 1963. It's called It Happened at the World's Fair. It's an Elvis movie.
Oh, and what is that supposed to be actually in Seattle? Because
Yeah,
like when
so
they were
it
building
takes
the Space
place-
Needle.
Yeah, it takes place at the World's Fair in Seattle.
It's really sad that the only thing Seattle has going for it is the Space Needle, because at the end of the day, especially if you've been a local for a long time, that Space Needle is not as cool as it seems. Like,
Well-
Maybe you're just like,
jaded.
yeah.
I guess if you came for the first time and you like ate at the restaurant that rotates around and you got to see the outside, but there is much better viewpoints in other buildings around the area. Like the Columbia
Yeah.
Tower is so much cooler in Seattle on 5th Street. We went there and it's a much better view.
Yeah, if you haven't been
Oh,
to
yeah.
Seattle, you're going to go to Seattle, go to the Columbia Tower
Yep.
if you want the view.
It's a
'Cause-
better price and it's
Well, and you can
better
like
view.
see the Space Needle and everything
Yeah.
around it instead of just like being in the Space Needle and seeing everything on the ground.
right. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Friendly tip.
Amanda, I got a question for you. I'm really surprised you did not talk about this one and it's not even in there.
Postman.
What?
Postman? Are you serious?
What?
It's Washington?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
What
realize
the hell
that.
is that?
Postman was in like Anacortes or something.
With Postman with
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Like where so basically post-apocalyptic and the United States Postal Service has died. He ends up walking around, finds an old postal truck, grabs the bag of letters and starts delivering them. And then he ends up creating inadvertently a whole new postal service of like messengers that deliver all these old letters that never got to anybody. So
You know, maybe it
Is
was
it-
just filmed in Washington.
oh, maybe. Yeah.
Didn't take
Is it
place
an
there. I
action
don't know.
movie?
No, well, there's moments that he has to defend himself, but most of it is like it's a drama, but it's not slow paced. It's like things are
Interesting.
happening in it. You should see The Postman. It's actually pretty good.
I would watch that.
But that's
What's
not the movie-
one you?
So The Ring was based in Washington.
Oh shit! I totally forgot.
Yeah. So the reason I bring that one up though is that in my high school there was a casting call because it was out in Oak Harbor, Anacortes, that
Yeah.
they were shooting some of this stuff, and these kids were cast to be in the photos in the cabin in the beginning. So there's like all these like pictures on the I don't know if it's like on the wall or whatever, but it's like the first kids that find the tape, right? Before it gets sent off.
Yeah.
Anyway, kid that I went to high school with, his name was Tyler. He is like literally in those pictures. He's one of the kids that died. So
There was a kid I used to work with at Blockbuster, and his grandma owned the property that the well was on.
oh, I could not do that. 7 days.
Ugh. I can't believe I forgot about that. That movie fucked me up.
No, that movie was intense. It was creepy. It was crazy. Like the design and like as people turn around, it was like the first time we'd seen it all. I think we're jaded now. I think if you watch it, you'll never get the same feeling, but watching it originally. But the Pacific Northwest, creepy, hazy fog and like
the Pacific
well
Northwest
thing- yeah.
is its own character in that
Yeah,
movie.
that was that.
Like-
that's why I found it surprising it wasn't originally on the list, just because I was like, I feel like that's one of the more iconic Seattle
It's surprising
films.
to me that it's surprising to me because I specifically searched like movie set in Seattle.
Yeah.
And like that one did not come up ever.
Weird. No, man, that one's a good one. That's a really good
Man.
one. Yep. The Ring. Oh, I love The Ring. I think it's a great one. I think it's a great movie.
I think
I have
Go ahead.
I watched it in the movie theater and I have not watched it since.
Oh, okay. So you also talked about, I mean, this is a hard one to skim over, but This Boy's Life with Leonardo DiCaprio. Concrete is dude, it's a hill. There's like nothing.
Yeah.
You go up Highway 20 and over, and then it's literally just this small little town, and it's just based in there. And I keep forgetting what it is, but it's like his dad was an army or retired army general, and he's just really hard on the kid. And I think it's before he had Gilbert Grape, before he did that role. So he's pretty much in its infancy of acting. And I know we talked about Leonardo DiCaprio in our Street Cred before, but This Boy's Life, people, when they think about Concrete, they don't even think about that as being the set for the movie. It's like not even famous for that, which is really weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ash, do you have anything that you'd like to say about?
I was just gonna
Seattle-based
mention
stuff?
how disappointed I was when the Criminal Minds episodes that took place in Seattle had like palm trees in the background.
Oh, definitely.
I remember that upsetting you. Yes. By the way,
heck?
I made several films that were based in Seattle. Specifically Tacoma.
You're not an
Did
IMDb.
they have a motion picture release?
Yes, there was a theatrical release in Tacoma. One's called Euphoria. One's called
It Came First.
It Came First. These guys are running around the dock, like next to Burien.
What's the horror film one?
Yeah, Company's Coming. You can buy the house that's over there if you wanted to, that it was filmed in.
I don't know if it's for sale.
These are all my short films. Go watch my YouTube channel if you want to know. Cool. Amanda, thanks for letting us know about movies, TV shows that were in Seattle and surrounding
Sure.
areas. Sure. Okay. I got nothing else. Ash, you got anything?
We should do other cities.
Yeah. Next up,
Tell
Paris.
Tell us what city you want us to do.
Yeah, what city should we do? And don't give me some weird city.
They're going to be like, do Belarus,
Wachovia.
which is a country.
Wachovia.
Wakanda.
Do Wakanda.
I think Black Panther was filmed in Wakanda.
No, it was set in Wakanda. It was filmed in California.
Probably filmed in Atlanta. All right.
Well, no, that was the thing. Was a lot of them were like, while it was filmed in BC, like Vancouver, BC, it
Yeah.
takes place in Washington.
Oh, that's
Like,
another one
whatever.
too. X-Men. A lot of the scenes with Wolverine was filmed in Vancouver, which is not that far away from us. So it's really
Right, but the episode was about movies that are set in Washington,
not Vancouver, Canada.
not movies that are filmed in Vancouver, because that would be a 5-hour episode.
Yeah, that would be everything. Awesome. Amanda, where can people come holler at us if they have any other, actually suggestions, like Ash said, of other cities?
So you can tell me what movies I missed, or you can tell us other places to do an episode about at our Instagram at Real Awkward Podcast. Come hang out with us over there. And yeah, that's what I got.
Bingo, bango, dingo, jango.
Cool.
Sure.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys on the next episode of The Price is Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.